Hi, I'm Timothy. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am a part-time reseller, focusing mainly on hats and shoes, but have been kind of venturing out a little bit, selling some other things as well. I also do some other things on the side with digital content creation, websites, affiliate marketing, and things like that I'll also be sharing on here. So if you're not a subscriber, be sure to hit that subscriber button and notification bell, and you'll be updated every time I post a new video. So today I am getting into sharing ways that you can avoid mistakes when you go to your local Amazon bin store. So if you're not familiar with a local Amazon bin store, ours is called Where You Been, and essentially all of Amazon's returns, they buy it by the truckload. They put in these huge bins, and then you dig through them and you buy them at a discounted price for all these returns. Ours starts at $14 on Fridays. It goes to $10 on Saturdays, $7 on Sundays. And then, of course, it goes to 5, 3, 1, and then a quarter on Thursday, and then they reset everything on Friday again. So every location is a little different. I believe they're all independent. They do their own things. I've seen some places start at 7, and so it just varies. But anyway, I just want to share 3 quick tips to help you from getting burned. These are mistakes that I made actually not this past Friday. I bought about 10 or 11 items, and I actually got burned on 3 items. So stick around, I'll show you what these are, but at the end I'll also show how you can actually recover a little bit from these being burned. So the first item here is a condor tool. It's a knife. Of course, if you've never been to these bins places, some of them do not allow you to open the boxes right there in the bin. You have to go over to a testing station and they'll open it up and you can look at it. These items that I got burned, I did not actually go and look at. I was on a time crunch. The line was long to open up boxes, so I took a risk. I did actually, before I check out, actually sneak a look at this. So I opened this up thinking, okay, Condor is Condor is a nice brand. I open it up and I see inside a brand new sheath here. There's like stickers and all, and I see a knife that's in a wrapped up plastic thing. I'm like, I am good. I don't know what model this is, but these sell between $40, $50 and up over to $100, and so I knew I had a good deal. The only problem that I didn't realize is that if you actually, when I open this up, if you actually take out this knife, the end is actually not secured. Which means that although it looked like it was a brand new knife, when you actually slide it out, you'll realize that this knife right here has been returned and been used. This knife's been used, somebody's had it, and they essentially bought a brand new knife. They left the new pouch or case in there, and they just slid this one right back in there. So even though something looks like it's in its package and it's new, it may not be. So thoroughly check out your items before you walk out that store, because every place normally has no return policy. And so on this, I got burnt for a used dull knife. And so, yeah, I was stuck with that. Now, the second item that I bought here is a Sony Blu-ray disc DVD player. I knew that this was a great deal. Actually, these were sealed off, and I'm like, hey, this looks like it's new in package. I opened it up, and I saw in there that everything was neatly bound up together. Everything looked like it was in the package. And I just thought it was a good deal. Of course, like I said, I didn't open this before I left the store and would have tested it. But I got home and I tested it and I plugged it in. And the actual Blu-ray symbol popped up on the screen, and I thought I was good until I tried to open up the actual DVD to put in a disc to test it out, the tray. And what I found out is when I plugged it up, the power button wouldn't work. The eject button would work. I got the screen and I thought I was good. I tried the remote didn't work. I got some new batteries, still nothing worked. I did some troubleshooting and did everything that was there. Actually contacted Sony support and they confirmed that there was nothing more we could do and it actually needed to be sent in for repair. And I was like, okay, great. And I thought that they were going to actually repair it. They said, we're actually going to replace it. I got all excited, gave them my information until they asked that one final question. can you send us proof of purchase? We cannot complete this transaction until you send us proof of purchase. Well, since this came from Amazon and I wasn't the original purchaser and it's been returned, I don't have a proof of purchase. So once again, I'm burned. I'm out $14. And so it's kind of sucks because I'm just stuck now with this DVD player that's basically a brick. And apparently there's some firmware issues. And I might have caught this if I would have actually opened it and truly plugged it in instead of just taking a chance. Make sure when you buy electronics that you test it out. Even if it does power up, it does not mean that it's going to work. Be sure you hit those different buttons, eject, power, and make sure they work properly before you purchase it. It'll save you a headache and being out that purchase cost. The last and third final item that I got burned on is this a pair of Adidas Captiva 2.0. I'm into shoes, so I saw this. I was like, hey, someone just returned a pair of shoes. They probably didn't fit. I shook it. I was like, yep, those are definitely shoes. I am good to go. The only problem is when I got home, because once again, I did not open this box up before I left the location. When I got home and I opened it up, I found that there were the black shoes that I had. Exactly, that's on here, and I was like, I'm golden. The only issue is when I pulled this first shoe out of the box, you'll realize that these shoes have definitely been worn and had holes in them. So someone had purchased this pair of shoes, they used them, they bought another pair of shoes and returned their old pair of shoes back to Amazon, and it got passed on to me because I took a chance and did not open these shoes. So even on small, minuscule issues that you think, okay, yeah, there's shoes in there, we know it's there, it can't be an electronic issue, so we should be good. Still open up these issues and do this. I would have caught this, and these definitely cannot be resold in this condition. The best case is they become a pair of grass cutting shoes, and that's about it. So I kind of out again on $14. I would have realized that if I would have opened the box and taken the time to do that. So there's just 3 items that show that even when things look okay and you want to trust it, you have to remember that these are all Amazon returns. There's a reason why these items got returned, and whether it was because they're scamming Amazon by returning a used pair of shoes or a used knife, or they truly had a issue with the device not working, most of the time there's a reason why they returned it. So always, always, always open up that box and check it out. So here is a quick way that you can kind of, yes, I'm out on 3 14s. So I bought all these on Friday, and that's 28, that's $32. Now I'm $42. So that's $42 that I'm out. And so I'm like, okay, what can I do to try to recoup my costs? So here's some things that you can do. First off, like I said, grass cutting shoes. There's no recouping this cost. I have bought a pair of shoes thinking they were new and they were used, and have been able to flip them and get some of this, but this is definitely not the case on that one. So this one, I'm out $14. This next one, the Condor tool and knife. So this knife, I actually listed on eBay. I started at 99 cents. I didn't know what I could get out of it. And it ended up selling for a little over $18, as you can see right here in this listing. I sold it for a little over $18. And so I will essentially break even on that $14 purchase. So thankfully this name brand was good enough, and I didn't get discouraged by the quality of the used knife. I actually went in and kind of cleaned it up and tried to look a little better, listed it, see what I could get, and thankfully I got my $14 back and broke even on this. So not out. I thought I was out, thought it was going to be trash, but always, 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 even if it's a used item, look it up on eBay because you may still be able to get a little bit out of it. Now, the Sony Blu-ray player, now that's a little harder. I looked at, first of all, I looked at even selling it as for parts only. So that's one thing to do, look for parts only or for repair. Sometimes they do sell, but this one right here had 2 listings. One was $18, one was $10, and there was no sales in this category. So I was like, all right, so what can I do? What pieces are actually still working? So in the reseller community, if you have been around, you may have heard the phrase, when in doubt, part it out. So with this right here, I was like, okay, what can I recoup my cost, even if it's just a little? So with your Blu-ray player, there are two parts that you can actually, three main parts. There's a Blu-ray player, there is the remote, and then there is the actual power supply. So here is the remote and the power supply. These both are working in condition. Of course, I tested the remote out. I looked at it. It has a little red light. This powered up the unit, so this works. There is a HDMI cable in here, but that's probably not worth very much. But I actually listed these two on eBay, and actually within just a few hours, I actually just sold this Sony remote for between $7 and $8, $7.65 I think I sold it for. You can see the listing right here. So right there, I've already got a few of my dollars back of my 14. I also have this listed at, I believe, $10 or $11. So won't get all of my $14 back, but at least I'll be able to recoup some of my cost from this $14 kind of failure purchase that I had for the lack of opening the item and testing it up. So there's three mistakes that I made. I took a loss from it, and also some easy tips of how to actually try to recoup that cost, so that even though when you make mistakes, you can try to get back a little bit so that you can take that money and invest it into some more products that you can resell. Well, that's all I got for today. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this. I hope this was helpful in your endeavors as you go out to your local Amazon returns bin store, trying to buy things and flip them for money. But if you'd like this content and want to catch some more content, I'd really appreciate if you take a moment and subscribe. I put out this content on a regular basis, and I'd love to have you come back and watch that and support this channel. Well, that's it for now. Until next time, I'll talk to you later. See ya.